Alright, what do we have here? We have a small spring reverb tank. And it's actually hooked up into my audio interface. Did this little thing and installed a couple of jacks there so I can hook it up. And now I'm using my spring reverb as a send in Studio One, and I'm using the pipeline XT that I just made a video of to run it as a send effect. And we have this little guitar loop. I'll play it. And that's how it sounds. Now let's put on the pipeline and our spring reverb, and let's hear it now. As we can hear, it's quite sensitive to interference because it's just like that there. But to me, I would like it to have a little less low end. So what we could do is actually just put an EQ there and roll off some of that low end. And maybe put a shelf on there. And now we can hear the difference. Getting it into the Studio One with the pipeline. Yeah, I have to raise the gain quite a lot. So another thing I could do is actually just have an outboard amp hooked up with the spring reverb. So I would take the other cable that's going into the input of the interface, and I would actually just hook that up to the output of this and hook that output into the input of this amp. So then I could just control the level from a source like that. But yeah, if you want to do this with a little tank like this, these don't cost much. I'll show you how to do that. And hooking up the pipeline, there's a video about that. So if you have a little or a bigger spring reverb tank, after this you'll know how to use it as an effect on Studio One. Here we go. I'll show you what I did with this reverb tank. So I have a little Veroport here, and I have these connections on the accutronics tank. And what I did, I had these cut off 4, soldered them in there, and then checked out, put these in like that. There we go. And then I took some wire, and I hooked it up to the jacks, and black is for ground, and then this is the output, as we can see on the tank. So this is the output jack, this is the input jack, and I of course kept the color coded, and that's basically it. Now it's ready to be hooked up into your audio interface and to be used as an, well, insert or send effect. I like to use them as sends. Now, so this is an actual, you know, a bigger accutronics. Gonna get it out for a moment. Tank. Also the output is marked there. There we go. A little peek inside. So yes, there are springs. Little inductors. Everything in order. And yeah, accutronics, made in USA. This is an old one. I've had it for a while. And now I have these marked. The input, I put some tape on the output. And this is the connection that actually goes into the peavey amp. So I'm gonna keep that intact. And for these, I'll put these like this, and then for this I'll install a couple of jacks like these, and I'll put them onto the back panel of the peavey. So I'll have to extend this cord, I'll have to extend this cord, and that way I can then, if I want to, actually hook it up onto the peavey, or then I can use it in my DAW. And I will most likely build a little box also for this, and that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think I'll start cutting. I need to add some wire to these, and I'll show you how it's done, how I'm gonna hook it up to the peavey, and yeah, all that. Alright, so here's the gorgeous peavey I'm talking about. So that used to be a combo. I made it pretty fucking cool. And let's take a look at the backside. So I'll show you that and how we're gonna do the reverb tank connections. Alright, so that's the backside of the peavey, and like I said, the reverb tanks can be sensitive to interference. So when the electronics would be, because the tank would be on the bottom there, the electronics would be very close, especially the tubes and stuff, so it will pick up interference even though it's covered in aluminum tape. So what I'm gonna do, the connection for the tank is over there behind the tubes. So I'm gonna take the cable, like I said, I'm gonna install a few jacks on the panel here, and then I'll be able, when the tank is on a box of its own, I'll be able to hook it up into the peavey or then into my audio interface and then use it in my DAW. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, let's do this thing. So I'm gonna be using this Onyx summer cable to extend these, and yeah, I just need to cut there, and this one will have these plugs for now, and it might change later when I put this in a box. So, and these will have these jacks, and these jacks I'm gonna connect to the backplate of the peavey amp, and I'm gonna mark the input and output with these colored ones. Actually, I'll already do it now. I just put the soldering iron on. There we go. And yeah, now we'll get to... I'll be... Oh. And I will need some of these shrink tubes, and I'll just get on to cutting the wires. Here we go. It's actually quite thick, so go. So I'll do this. We don't need to extend it, peel it off that much. There we go. Let's get it clean though. There we go, that's pretty good. And that's the output. And this will be... Here we go. That should do it. And then there we go. And I'll just take a good amount of this, make sure that I have enough. I think that should do it, but just in case, a little bit more. Then another piece like that. There we go. And the tricky part of this, what I'm doing now, is making sure that these leads don't touch each other. So I'm gonna be using some shrink tubing when I'm connecting the white ones. I wanna have and I think I'm gonna be making an awesome looking. I'm gonna actually strip a little bit more of these so I have something to work with the shrink tubing. There we go. I'm gonna make an awesome looking box for the spring reverb, and I'm actually thinking about making the preamp on that box, you know. So who doesn't like knobs? Gotta have knobs when you build stuff, even when they don't do anything. Knobs and switches. I love switches. Alright, so yeah, this is the, I always forget this white wire is very annoyingly, I know how to say it. Well, that went to crap. So, well, actually, let's cut it here. Then cut both of these just a little bit more. Oh, you bastard. There we go. That should do. Yeah, so when stripping these with these, I need some help, like this. There we go. And then the shrink tubing. My table is a mess at the moment, it looks like. So that's how it is sometimes when you're building stuff. All right, I think that should do it. There we go. Okay, and then yeah, can't have that much. This will be tricky. Let's see how this goes. All right. Then we'll take yeah, I think this won't be easy. Not any chance. I'll try. See how it goes. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I mean, the contact should be good, but oh man, I wish I had some a few things that would be very, very helpful. So, what can I do instead? Well, what can I do? Let's think. I'm kind of out of ideas, but let's try. Let's take that off for a moment. I mean, we most certainly need a little bit thicker, bigger. Of this. All right, there we go. So let's try it now. There we go. That connection should be done. And then let's get that over there. And where is my... Oh, the mess is unbearable. Where is my lighter? There we go. Should be good. All right, and then let's get these together. I hope. I'd like them to be like that. So what am I gonna do? I'm actually gonna make a little this is some DIY crap for sure. I mean, it's not pretty, but it works, most likely, I hope. So. And that's what I care about. I could order some stuff that would actually make sense, when doing this, but I would have to wait. I don't want to. There we go. That's it. Let's get it clean. And then is this good enough? Let's go, or do we go with this one? I'm gonna check if this shrinks down enough. Yeah, it does. Alright, let's go with that one then. How much do we need? Around like good enough. Yeah, there we go. And you have these shrink tubes with glue as well, so that would be something also that I'd be doing if I had it, but at the moment I don't, so I have to do with this. Alright, there we go. So that's it. And then the other one. Here we go. And yeah, let's do the same thing. So we'll take, what was that one? There we go. Not that much. I think that should do, yeah. So here we go. Get it in there. All right. And then there we go. That's good. Nice. All right, and then this trick again. All right. And then we have this. Let's take And if something would poke through, the shrink tube, I could just, you know, put another one in there. Make sure it doesn't. All right, so now we have that done, and then I'll actually do this. I'll take that and I'll put it here. And I'll be shrink tubing almost the whole thing. There we go. All right, that's done. Then on to the jacks. So where the hell did they go? There we go. I'll get the old soldier out first. Like that. There we go. Then the other one. Oh, that's pretty clean. Let's just get this side. Oh. Nah. Gets clogged up so easily, you kinda. All right, let's do the output first before I lose track of what is what. And there we go, that's the tip. So we'll put that there, and that is the ground. So we'll get that there. And that's how I'll hook it up. There we go. And that should do it. That's our output. So let's get that right. Like that. I'm always using blue for the output and green for the input. It's what I've learned from the pedal building. And once you get used to something, that's hard to get off the habit. There we go. And then let's get it. And that. There we go, and then we'll do this, and again, that's the tip, so that will go there, and this is ground, so I'm assuming that goes there, and then solder it up, there we go. And that should do it. Boy. That's ready to get hooked up into the amp. And now we will get to this one. So the actual tank, and I'll be putting these two leads into a shrink tube as well. Let's check if and now I'm just gonna actually heat up and let it go this end. Like that. All right. There we go. That is almost prepared, but let's take these plugs off now. There we go. Yep. And then this one. Oh, a little bit easier. There we go. So. There we go. This one again. Nice. All right. Then actually wait. All right, here we go. Oh, remember these. Okay. go. And then the other one. Actually, let's cut a little bit more. There we go. So that's done. And now I can test this in the DAW. So let's do that. Alright, here's the big tank. It's hooked up to my audio interface, and now Studio One has the pipeline already set up, and I can start playing the loop. And let's turn up the gain of input 1, and we start hearing the spring reverb. There we go. It has quite a bit of boominess to it, let's say it like that. So what I want to do is I'm going to EQ some of that out, so lower frequencies, and then I'm going to just high shelf the high ones, and then we have this. that does it. That's how you use your spring reverb tank as an outboard effects unit with, you know, Studio One pipeline. You can do this in other DAWs as well, so the routing, just take care of that and you're good. But yeah, here's how you do it in Studio One. And as we can hear, yeah, they are sensitive to the outside interference, such as, you know, yeah. All right, have fun, rock on.